What up, everyone? Steve and Michael here with Filth Bomb Breaks, and we're going to show you guys how to grade out your cards. So we get a lot of questions. What do you look for? How would you know if it's even worth grading, even if it looks good? So we're going to just break down individual cards. I don't even know what's in this stack, and we're going to go through them. We're going to start off first with this Lewis Robert. All right, so this is a regular Top Series 2 rookie. Let's check it out. So first thing I look at on a card like this is I'll usually turn it over to the back corner, and I'll look right here. There's no white. Usually there's going to be white on that on the Series 1 and Series 2. So if that's good, I'll make my way to the surface of the card. See, somehow this looks really sharp, especially in the camera. It's easier to even tell. Everything looks really, really, really sharp. The only thing that's going to bother me on this card is this little dot right here. But you know what? This card is really, really solid. So this would definitely go to PSA. That's without a doubt. That could be a 10. It has a high likelihood of becoming a PSA 10. So that's going. Even in a 9, this card trades for $40 to $50. Definitely worth the price of admission, especially since I think there's a high likelihood this thing will dime out. Now we'll move on to another card. This is Terry Rozier. So this is a card, it's his rookie. This is a card where unless it's a 10, it's not going. So this is a longer play. It's if you like the guy. On these, you want to look at the corners and the edges on the dark. Right? So these actually look decent. Turn it around. It'll tell you another story. It's a little off-centered, it looks like, on the back. Not enough to keep it from diming, though. And looks like the surface is good. So usually it's not like this, guys. I don't know. As soon as I start recording, now everything looks good, right? But I think that's good. I would personally send this for myself. Like, that would be worth the risk for me. Because you know what? If it doesn't dime, it doesn't dime. I'd still probably get 20 bucks out of the card. Especially now where it costs that much to grade. Luke Kennard, no. Dylan Brooks, I wouldn't even have to look at these. I'm not grading Dylan Brooks yet. Here's somebody I would grade. Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball. This card dimed out is probably $80. Let's take a look at this. Surface looks good. Now there's a little ding here. You can see it barely when the light gets off it. Watch when the top light moves. See that little dot? That's actually a ding. Depends, man, that's 50-50. They will usually, sometimes they pass it, sometimes they won't. Now we'll turn it around. On the optic cards like this, the bottom corners will usually have some issues. See how it's off-centered on the back too? So this card would be questionable. This would be probably a 9, but since it's Lonzo Ball and I know that the ceiling's at least 4x on the submission, I would take a chance on this. For sure. Because in my head, I think it's a $20 card, PSA 9. So that'll go to PSA. Markelle Fultz is next up. He's another guy I'm high on. I like Fultz, and I would send this into PSA whether it's a 9 or a 10. Well, I want a 10 on it, obviously. But if it's got a chance at a 10, I'll send it, even if it's not perfect. So the back looks good. The corners look all right. People are going to think I prepped these cards because there's no real issues yet. They're going to be like, oh, he definitely picked the best of the best. So this one actually looks good too. I'll look that one over for you. So this would go to PSA. See, guys, it's this easy. I wish it was this easy. This would be free money if it was this easy. All right, so I'm going to look over John's Aaron Gordon. So this is funny, this card. This is one of the first cards he ever looked over for himself. He told me, Steve, we might want to send this into Beckett. He said, it's a black label, this card. I said, John, you know what a black label is? He goes, Steve, I know what a black label is. This card is perfect. So what you can see here is, it's tough to show on the camera. Yeah, lines are, there's a print line coming all the way down here. So on these mosaic cards, you really want to look for print lines. But it is a Genesis, So it is tough, but it's Aaron Gordon. And unless I was 1,050% confident that it was diming, I would not send this card in. And I know it will not dime. There's scuff marks in the front. But thank you for sharing that with us. Here's a good card. Trae Young rookie. Trae Young Donruss rated rookie. So here's another one. It's a little off-centered, left to right. As you can see, the back looks good. The front is off-centered. The corners seem all right. Maybe a little ding. No, it's good. So this will probably get a 9 just because it is off-centered. But a Trae Young rated rookie and a 9 is worth the price of admission with room for growth. So we'd send in Trae Young. See, here's one that I hope it will dime, but it probably won't just because it's red. All right, so we got a Kelly Oubre Jr. These are extremely difficult to grade. There's literally color all around. So this is his rookie number to 299. This is a really tough card to pull out of hoops. So the back is nice. Cards like these are great because they're white, but the front is where you have your issue. There's a little white showing here. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but everything looks good. This looks really good. The centering is pretty dead on. Oh, there we go. I found it. The corner's a little white on the top. So most people would probably not want to send this card in. Me personally, for my collection, as a PSA 9, I think this holds clout, especially because I think he's going to be good. So I would send it in just because I think there's room for growth on that card. And a PSA 9 will go for more than raw. Especially on a card like this, you'll be able to see damage very easy when people are selling it raw. So I would want to get in on a PSA 9 over a raw card on that. All right, we got Anthony Simons. He's another good rookie. I like Anthony Simons. Right now, this card probably isn't worth getting graded unless it's a 10, and I don't think it will be a 10 just because it has a little mark over there on the surface, which is very obvious since the background's black and there's not much going on the card. Sometimes PSA is lenient, though. If there's a lot going on the card and there's a little nick there, they'll let it slide. If it doesn't take away from the appeal of the card, that one does. Looks like this Miles Bridges may have the same. Nope, that was in the top loader. This is another card not worth sending yet unless it will get a 10. It is off-centered, so we would stay away from that card. Another card is Lonnie Walker. He's somebody that everyone has high expectations for. Hasn't necessarily put it together yet. It's off-centered, though, so no thank you. There's a Dennis Smith Jr. to 75. He's still a wait and hold. All right, here's one, Matisse Thybulle. So this looks very nicely centered for a product that is notorious for bad centering. Do we have a cloth over here? Doesn't look like it. All right, so the centering, which is the hardest part, is dead on. Dead on centering on this. So we're already ahead of the game. Turn it around. White borders everywhere. Really, really strong. You should do good with edges on a card like this. Let me just see. It's still got wax on it. That's crazy. From the pack. Has wax from the pack still. See when you wipe your finger? There's like a little coating from the factory. Usually comes right off with your thumb. I know people at home are like, no, he's using his fingers. But actually the natural oils really help with getting off scuffs and stuff. All right, so that looks good. That would be a nice card. I would take a shot on that Matisse Thybulle. It's a little like surface issue right here. Nothing major. That will go. We'd send Matisse Thybulle. A lot of these basketball rookies you want to send, especially the new guys. Haven't had a full season really. They're going to be playing more next year. You want to take a chance. You want to be ahead of the market. See, this one we're not sending. Look how bad the centering is, top to bottom. Sekou Doumbouya. Literally, that's like 90-10, if not 92-8. Treacherous. That would not go. We'll move on to RJ Barrett with some centering. Let's go. That's a nice card. See how there's still like a coating on here? That's crazy. That's just as fresh as it gets. But that's real nice. Centering's on. Beautiful card. Beautiful card. We'll go to PSA. This is at least a 9. See, all these cards I'm sending, though, are at least 9s and have a really high likelihood of 10. The only card I think out of this set is definitely not getting a 10 is that Kelly Oubre Jr. And this probably won't get a 10 because centering. But everything else has a shot, and that's the goal. When you're grading for PSA, especially now when it's a little more expensive, you want to send stuff in that could get a 10. Doesn't necessarily have to be 100% a 10, but it's subjective, so there's a chance. No to Nicolo Melli. No to him for now. Ooh, this is actually a nasty card. Devin Booker rookie. Devin Booker, these trade for like $800, I believe, dimed out. Let's see what we got. See, on a card like this, regardless, I'm sending it. But it actually looks pretty good. There's a little white on the top right. But I don't think there's enough. How's that corner look? Corner seems okay. Yeah, I don't think there's enough going on here to really keep it from getting a 10. It has a chance at a 10. Edges look good. Like, that could be your moneymaker right there. Really low pop. You get a card like this back in a 10, you're crushing it. Jahlil Okafor, trash bags. Okafor, trash bags. Then we do have a Kristaps Porzingis, Faces of the Future. This is a card that, unless it's a 10, you're not sending it in. It's not his true rookie. It's an insert rookie. Porzingis isn't really a phenomenal seller, so we're going to be real picky with this. Bottom corner's okay. I mean, it looks good. This is probably $30, PSA 10. Maybe more. So you would net yourself a few bucks on it. I would send that in. You just want to have a good base, you know? You want to be safe. Kelly Oubre Jr. base rookie. Let's see how this looks. See a little white here. Let's see if it comes. See a little issue there on the edge. See, that wouldn't go. You would not send that Kelly Oubre. Just because you're looking for a 10 on a card like that as well. I think there's too much going on that card, too much white showing to even give it a chance to be a 10. Oh, I forgot about this card. Check this out. This is my baby. I don't even know if it has any chance of gemming. Also, I love when people send you cards like this. It's amazing. Like, this is legitimate tape. Not even painter's tape. Look at that. Brandon Ingram to 25 rookie. Beast card. Beast card. So undervalued, the Hoops cards. Like, one of the most undervalued cards. Hoops is Topps update for baseball, but it's just not catching on yet. Everyone's on that prism, but this is like the true. Oh, look. All right, a little white in that corner. See, aside from that top right corner, it looks good. Centering's on. See, this is one even. It's probably a 9, but you're sending it in. Could get a 10. Likelihood isn't phenomenal of that. But even as a 9, you want this slabbed. It's a great card. Great card. All right, let's get these. Because they also have to go in different subs. Now PSA changed it where anything pre-16 has to go in its own sub. And then I got a bunch of these, apparently. The Dunk inserts. So this is actually going to be awesome for you guys to see a bunch of different ones. It's easy to grade out a card when having multiple examples of the card in front of you, so you can see if there's a common defect that usually occurs with a card. So I looked over some of these a few months ago. Usually the issue is going to be the top right corner, as you can see on this one. So now it's very easy. What I would do is, moving forward, go to the top right corners and start with that. So that one's no good. This one. And then I'd work my way around the card from there. So on this specific card, the top corner is good. So now what I would do is get it in the light, see if there's any issues. So you also see this dot here? It is there on this. See? So you have multiple examples you're able to tell. So the surface looks good. Centering seems all right. And we may have ourselves a Ja Morant dime. At the time of this video, which is October 6th, it's currently going for $250. I do anticipate once more cards hitting, coming back from PSA, this card is going to be $150. But I still don't care. I think it's going to be one of the most iconic Morant rookies, just because this is one of the sickest photos probably ever as far as a dunk goes in a game. Such a sick card. So we'll go on to a couple more examples. So the thing that's tricky about these is you won't be able to tell the centering easy from the front. You're going to have to turn it over to get an idea. See the corner, top right? Not as bad as the first one we looked at, but it's not 100% either. You look over to see if there's any other flaws on this card. Nothing from on there. Centering seems okay. Now this is a card. If it was a PSA 9, it's probably going to be $40. You could probably double your money up. But what you have to understand is the cost of the card. So I was buying these cards at $50 a pop raw. They're now $25 raw. So I actually lost out on this card unless they were 10s. So that's what you have to also consider. But you want to get it obviously graded because, I guess, is that the same thing, John? If I bought it for 50, grade it for 20, that's 70. I sell it for 40, that's minus 30. Or if I sell it right now raw for 25, I would lose 25. Same thing, I guess, right? As selling it raw. But you have a chance of diming it too.
Yeah, I guess
you take the chance of sending it for a 10. This one looks phenomenal. I put this out. There was one of my investment advice articles I put out. I said, get the Morant. Don't go crazy on it, but you're going to want to have a couple of them in the collection because I do think it's going to be a card that it's more art. Cards nowadays are turning into modern day art, and this is as artsy as it gets. You know, in a slab, just beautiful. Go through a couple more of these. And we'll make videos like this from time to time now to help you guys out. So we'll go to the right corner again. Looks okay. Good enough, right? Not a lot of white showing. No white really showing on any of the corners. But there's a surface scratch there. Can you see it? See right by the Goodyear. See that line? You turn it like that. Right there. So that would keep it from getting a 10. So that will go in the raw pile. Move on to another one. Top right corner looks good. We'll go like this. You don't see anything on the Goodyear. A lot of times you like to use the light. See that reflection? It could easily detect. I never do it with a camera though, but this is cool. I have the big screen up. It'll detect if there's something like a nick. I usually, yeah, see the surface is really clean on that. And that one's going to PSA. It's not usually this easy. I'm going to be honest. We're having a very high ratio of sending to not sending cards. And it just happens to be the cards that I picked unknowingly. I just took a random stack. And then it also has to do with the value of them raw. It's just working out this way. Usually you're going to send from packs 1 out of every 6 or 7 cards. will be worth sending to PSA. So now these are cards I didn't even necessarily pull myself that are still going to PSA. So it's just a lucky run. You know, sometimes I'll go through 300 cards and 40 will make the cut. So, and you feel like you wasted your whole day. But in this specific scenario, things are going good. This will make somebody's month here, this sub. All right. So that'll wrap it up. We don't need to go through the last two Morants. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions, as always, visit us at filtbombreaks.com. We have breaks up each and every day. Tons of breaks, anywhere from 4 to 6 breaks a day. Also, check us out on Instagram at FiltBombBreaks, Twitter at StephenMichael4, and anything else I'm getting? YouTube, FiltBombBreaks. Also, be sure to check out our group submissions. We will review your cards for free. So what you just saw here, we will do for free for your cards. Even though this was educational and informative for you guys, we do encourage you to look over your cards before sending them to us to really weed out the really bad ones from the great ones. But yeah, check out our group sub, one of only 93 dealers worldwide that are accepting PSA bulk submissions. So that's pretty exciting. All right. Thank you so much for checking it out. Check out our other videos, comment below, and let us know what you think.